a lot of people have criticized your movie by saying it just unfairly vilifies the union.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious, how would you respond to that?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, unions were created to protect these teachers who got very little respect in our society.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you were just saying a teacher drove this principal crazy because did X, Y, and Z. Well, what if a principal just doesn't like a teacher?
And that happens.
And says, you know, you really get on my nerves. I can't stand the way you dress. You know, I don't like the way you chew, whatever.
Right.
I mean,
that
don't
happens.
teachers deserve to be protected to a certain extent?
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in unions. I think the teachers' union should be alive for a long time. I'm a member of a great union myself, the Directors Guild of America. And it protects me. It makes sure that I get paid right. It makes sure that my creative rights are there. But unions, the contracts have become so stringent that they've gotten in the way of running a school. So the unions have to continue to protect teachers. And by the way, early on, the teachers were mostly women. They were underpaid, and when they organized, it was a great moment in America. It was a great moment when I think a lot of people unionized. But the point is that we have to have unions that are flexible, that are saying we want to fight for keeping the best teachers too, and are rethinking things like tenure and rethinking things like, you know, how do you assess and evaluate teachers, and getting on the side of, like, if there are some failing teachers. In my movie, we talk about it's almost impossible to fire a teacher. Many more doctors lose their medical licenses. Many more lawyers, you know, lose their law licenses. It's almost, and the numbers are so much higher. So and it's really hard to fire a teacher. In that proportion, it's nuts. But the big thing, Katie, is that I made a choice when I made this movie, and you know, that I would be tough on all the adults. Because you said, what's behind all this? What is behind all this? Why has it been so hard? The problem is that the system works, but for the adults. That's a big thing to understand. There's a centralized bureaucracy downtown. There's hundreds of people with paychecks. There's the unions that are set in protecting sort of jobs. There are politicians that say every time I'm the education president. There's a Democratic Party. I'm a union member and a Democrat, and I see that that unions are on the bad side, and my own party, the Democrats, have taken a lot of money from the unions over the years and have not been doing what Democrats, my party, should be doing, which is fighting for the little guy, fighting for great education for every kid. So this movie's a wake-up call to say, let's look at this in a frank way. Even though it's hard to talk about unions, it really is, but let's talk about it. You know, and what's great is that Randi Weingarten, the head of the AFT, saw the movie. She wrote a chapter in our book. And she's being part of the conversation. That's what's great about a movie. We can put some tough stuff on the table, but let's talk about it. And let's refocus and re-energize ourselves to put all of ourselves working towards kids.